What's up, y'all? This is vlog 56, Raw Uncut, and we talking about getting started on a creative idea. In other words, how do you get started on anything, really? Creating a business, creating art, creating how to make a carpet, how to create your own carpet, how to create a vacuum cleaner. How do you get started? Don't utilize too much of this when you first getting started creative. Don't do too much thinking. Brainstorm. Let the ideas flow. Don't utilize too much air right now. Let your left brain utilize your right brain so you can start creating.
Creative juices.
Let the juices start rolling. Don't think too much. That's how you never get started. That's most people's problem. Don't think too much. Just get going. Get the ball rolling. Start moving in a direction. That things flow as they go, and then they start to roll.
Yep. You know, basically, it's like starting anything. Like you said, it could be from starting a song. Like we writers, write our own songs. It's like, one thing that's in common. Every time writing a song or a hook or anything, or even making a beat, you want to always start off with something simple, something easy, simple. You don't have to be the most craziest bar from the beginning. Sometimes you gotta let it start with something simple, let it build up. Start this for anything. Building. It could be a creative idea, a plan of how to build a building, anything, or something in your backyard or whatever you're doing.
How to build a doghouse.
Yeah, something simple. Have the creative idea for your right brain and stuff, and just start with something simple. Don't have to be the most outrageous thing right away. You gotta build on that creative idea. It's just like rhyming, like I was just saying. Build on that rhyme. That first bar, they don't got to be a straight out punchline. Some people do that, but not every time. Start with something simple and let it build. Right.
Basically, perfect example, like how when we be rhyming, we were writing for years, so we understand how it is. It's like saying, as if one of my rhymes I started in just a little freestyle track that we did. This is something I used to have a problem with. Actually, I got to learn how to get better at it because of him. He's always good at writing, being able to write a story and be able to start a verse. I used to have problems starting.
Yeah.
People wouldn't know. I can spit and all that freestyle, but when it comes to sitting down and writing, okay, how I'm gonna put this together? How I'm gonna start? I'm gonna start. Okay, you always told me to start. Just start simple. That's what helped me to get better at writing verses. It's like stories and put things in a context like that, and more just starting simple, as in just like
exactly.
It's just like in a freestyle track, I even start simple. It's like I said one of my rhymes when I came off right after him, and I said, when I start to spit that sick shit, I'm on a rise. Then I said something a little major, not talking B.I.G., but my bars that have you hypnotized.
Right.
Perfect example.
Then
Starting
you build,
And I built off of that.
And then you get going, and then being a writer, being a writer or a rapper, singer, also knowing how to count bars, I was taught that from my older cousin, just counting bars and pitter pattern the beat. And you break down your bars, so okay, my first bar, I'm just gonna start this, but then I'm gonna bring in a punchline on that fourth, the fifth going on the sixth one. I'm not gonna bring a punchline yet on the fourth yet, or whatever, however you want to arrange it, because there's no, it comes to that creatively, there's no structure how you're supposed to write your rhymes or whatever you creatively thinking or how you want to say it. You say it to how you want to say it or whatever, and that's just rhyming, that's just music, that's just like art. Right, it's an art. It's like making a beat. Now he was telling me of starting simple on making a beat, because he started before me, so it was like he said, once you get the sample or whatever, start off with the hi-hat. That's why I always start on now, when we make beats, a hi-hat go, or either basically the hi-hat, especially when you have the metronome going, and then like you just match the hi-hat or whatever, then you add the snare, or maybe you add the kick or whatever, or you want to add an extra, maybe an extra clap, a clap or whatever. It's basically snare, clap, whatever you want to use as far as that. But yeah, something simple. Even when he was making beats, he was telling me that and stuff.
Basically, everything's just simple. It's like even if you get together a business, like, oh, okay, I want to start a business on couches. Okay, I know something about couches. This other person I'm with knows something about couches. Okay, we like these type of couches. Okay, we like these fabric couches with this fabric. We should sell this. Okay, y'all like we should sell this. Okay, but then we need to do this in order to do that and do that. As long as everybody ends up on the same page and y'all just keep rolling. Don't be the person that that finds too many problems and everything. Well, this gotta be like that. Everything don't have to be lined perfect.
Perfectly, yeah.
That's where people get stuck because you're so much for wanting it to be perfect. You gotta get going. You gotta get going. You gotta get going and get it out there and get moving, or it ain't never gonna take off. You're gonna lose interest in it, or you're gonna get impatient with it. So you gotta get it and get it going.
Basically, AKA, you second guessing yourself.
Exactly.
AKA, you second guessing yourself. You know, instead of just like going with your feeling how you feel. Like, you know what? Let me just do it. You know, style.
Exactly. Just do it.
You know, then you go to your left side of your brain, as in like thinking. You overthinking, like
too much logic.
Too much logic. Maybe it won't work like this. To the point you get frustrated. You just like fuck it. Then you give up because you thinking too much, and you might be thinking too much of. Somebody might not receive it right, or they might not see it as you do, or whatever, or it could just be anything. Like, you know, you don't even have confidence in yourself that you think it's going to turn out great. You know, that's another thing. You have to have confidence when you start a creative idea.
Right. And
confidence in yourself.
Anything. Yep. No matter what it is. It don't matter if you're trying to sell boxes. I don't care if you're trying to become a carpenter. It don't matter if you're trying to own a store, create a whole new type of store, create a store that sell nothing but vacuums and certain appliances. Whatever it is, you're still gonna have to believe in what you're doing. No matter all the people you see on TV or whoever, whatever, they all had to believe. They had to believe in what they was doing. It all started with a creative idea. With this idea, it is you still utilizing air because you know shit is created with your mind, thoughts, but don't think so much that you don't never get started. That's why we're saying telling you how to get started on a creative idea.
Yeah, it's simple, you know. Because last week we talking about how to finish. You know, having the willpower to finish. So now we telling y'all how to creatively start your idea. You know, and it's it's simple. It's really simple. Simpler than you think. You know, just keep it simple. That's the main thing. Don't worry about all the other shit outside.
Right, and all the outside noise too.
You know, worry about first, you know, getting it off the ground. You know,
right.
And if that idea don't work, you can not even just if it don't work, you can change it up while you creating it.
Right, you can change it up. You can pivot. You can, you know, there's different things you can do.
You could add something to it, like, oh, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do.
Or you could subtract. Or you can subtract something and add something.
Yeah, because a lot of times that works a lot too. When you subtract a lot of things. You subtract certain things from your idea that you don't need. Sometimes you gotta subtract.
Right.
It then make it even simpler.
Yeah, right. And what happens is people initially get lazy. You get lazy minded, and then it's like I gotta go back. I gotta change. Shit, I gotta change this, or I don't feel like doing that. Well, that's the part of the work. You might have to go back and change this. I know how it feels because I hate it a lot of times.
Yeah,
but it's either sometimes you might have to scrap it, or you gotta go back and change something so it can be better or sound better, or so it can look better, so it can feel better, so it can sell better, so it can make money faster. Whatever it is, we're gonna give it just the blueprint.
And simple as that.
Simple as that. Period. You know, just get started.
Get started.
Create. Go.
You know, don't worry about anything else. Just get started. Start with something simple. That's it.
And build off of that, and who knows where it can go.
Yep. And the only way it can go is up.
Yep.
Because once you failed, or you felt like you failed, or you so-called failed, all you can do is build off of it to get better.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if you really want it. Yep.
There you go. Well, 56.
56.
Uncut.
We out.
Create. Go.
Start it.